Okay, and we are live. Hey everyone, welcome back to Algorand, Algo. Let's go, the ASA hour with Frugal BC. We are coming at you just about every Friday. I'm not going to do it every single Friday, but I've done it on so far. I think this is my third Friday in a row, and I've got a great show for you today. By the way, guys, go ahead and smash that like button if you're watching, and let's get those numbers up. We want to grow this channel and keep it going. So as you know, the channel is all about and it's all about doing tiny experiments in Algorand and other blockchains too, but mostly Algorand, I will say. And the whole point is we do these little experiments. We find out what goes right and what goes wrong. So we got a great show. I got a lot of good stuff for you today. We're going to look at the charts both on Algorand itself and look at the ASA charts, see what's going on there. Got some news about a new coin added to yieldy, and we got a video this week too. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about a new coin bridging to Algorand, and maybe another one too. Deep dive on Algorand fundamentals. That should be pretty exciting. And the hedge fund that's doubling down on Algorand. Plus, got a bunch of little shorts for you today too. A bunch of little snippets of Algorand news I think is pretty interesting. And as always, we're going to answer your questions today. So if you have questions for Frugal BC, we're going to talk about some of the ones that got asked during the week. But also, if you ask them live in the chat, I will answer them right here, right on the live stream. So go ahead and ask those questions or just say hi, whatever you like. You can do that too. People have done that. And so that's what we got today. But first, I want to show you, this is the surprise I referenced earlier. Got a brand new hat, Frugal BC hat. So it was a little complicated. I ordered this from Printify, and I was confused because I thought Printify would be the store, and I can do fulfillment through it if I take the orders by hand, but I can't. There's no mechanism for me to put a link and have people shop the store. So you have to link through like Shopify and WooCommerce, and I'm not sure I'm ready to do that yet. We'll see. But we will. We're working on it. This merchandise stuff turned out to be more complicated than I expected. Who knew, huh? Just like healthcare. Who knew? Who knew it was so complicated? Anyway, this gives you a preview of what it's going to look like. There's going to be maybe a trucker hat too, and a couple other different styles. So keep an eye out for that. We will be having merch coming soon. But I wanted to show you that my sample came in today, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like the way it looks. Kind of cool to see it in person. All right, let's go down and let's dig into the charts first off. So let me share the Algorand chart. We'll start there, then we'll head over to Tiny Chart. I just have to find it. Too many tabs. Okay, so let's take a look at the charts. As you can see, Algorand is now down to 31st in terms of market cap, sitting at 63 cents. Yeah, it's down 12.91% on the week. And that might seem really, really bad. But if we go back up, let me just scroll really quick. Oops, missed it. Yeah, Bitcoin itself is down 2.48%. Ethereum down 5%. So everything's down a little bit. Algorand's, Solana down 7, Terra Luna 9, XRP 16, Cardano 11. Kind of all over the place. But pretty much everything's down. That's kind of a universal, especially on the week, except for ApeCoin. That one went up quite a bit on the week, down today. But yeah, so not really a surprise. It fell in market cap, I think, a little from last week. I think it was 29th. So that's kind of a bummer. And it's weird to see, something like Stellar Lumens. I mean, is anyone even using that? You just don't hear anything about Stellar Lumens. It's kind of crazy that Stellar Lumens is ahead of Algorand, which has so many uses, and we're going to talk. There's a bunch of stuff in the news, but it's not surprising that the coins are dropping. Everything is just kind of dropping. The stock market is dropping. Everything's going down. So this isn't that big of a surprise. And I've seen some comments this week about kind of blasting Algorand for dropping. It's like, dude, everything else is dropping. This bear markets are what they are. Now, are we in a bear market? I don't know, but we're not in a bull market, I'll tell you that much. So that's interesting. Let's go back to, now let's head over to we can't keep viewers today, huh? Let's go back over to the tiny charts. So we're going to do that. Let's just see what's going on in ASA action. Actually, interesting. By liquidity now, Algo Gems at the very top with 20, and it's at 26 cents. It's up a little bit today. Looks like it's way up on the week, but they don't give us the exact percentages. They just give us that chart view. It was one of the things I really wish. I wish they had the 24-hour percentage and the 7-day percentage. Just a personal preference of mine. Followed by Cosmic Gold and then Yieldy. So as you know, Yieldy had for liquidity had been at the top of the chart. Now we see Cosmic Gold surpassing that, and of course, way higher in price. Now it came down a lot this week, so it's actually down on the week, even though it's up today. Whereas Yieldy is actually up on the week at 0.0021, which is good to see. As you know, one of my criticisms of Yieldy is that they have had this problem where they have the ERC token version price on their website, which is different from the ASA price. And let's be honest, since it's an Algorand based platform, we want to see the Algorand price. That's the one they should be. No, I haven't checked. In fact, I can just check really quick. Why not? We're on the live stream. I just want to see if they have changed that. It's really easy for me to do. 2.026 and tiny chart is 0.21. Now that's closer than before, but that's still not accurate. So I don't know if they changed that or not. Heading down from there, Go Mint looks like it's down on the week and down on the day. The zone is up a little bit. Looks like it's way up on the week, just kind of up and to the right. That's cool. You know, Zone it seems like such a cool project. I have not been able to log in. Every time I go to it, I logged in with my Para wallet, which is linked to my Algorand wallet. It just spins. It never logs in. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Planet down on the weekend day. DeFi token for sure down on the weekend day. Algo stake down on the weekend day. Chips down. Looks like both. And that's a Loudify. That's a really weird looking chart. Like it just dropped like a tank that one day. It just went down. That's really weird. Really weird. Let's see. Now imagine if we change it by market cap. Yeah, Asia reserve currency. ARC still at the very top as it has been. And it's up to Xfinity Entertainment up. And like we already talked about, Yieldy and Planet. And then Opulus is up as well, but kind of down on the week. So interesting. Yeah, I should point out too, by the way, the top three there, Asian reserve currency, Xfinity, and Yieldy, all up and to the right on the week as well as the day. And that's by, wait a minute, I thought I hit market cap. No, it is market cap. Yeah. So yeah, Asian reserve currency has like a $1.6 billion market cap, and I don't think anything is going to catch that for a while. Also interesting, what's popular? Alky coin. Why? Well, we're going to talk about that in just a second. In fact, why don't we talk about that right now? Here we go. Yeah, because this week I did a video on this, but Alky coin is now live on Yieldy, and you can stake Yieldy to get Alchemon, and you can stake Alchemon and Yieldy, get more Yieldy. Can't do no distribution pools, so no Alchemon to Alchemon. I mean, I was surprised, or I guess it's not much of a surprise, but it would have been. I thought it'd be cool because I got a whole bunch of Alchemon, but that's probably why they didn't have it. So pretty cool news. You can go check out my video for more details on that. And by the way, guys, yeah, we got some questions coming in. Hey, Mel, welcome. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And we'll answer questions a little later. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned and we'll get to that. So make sure you check out that video on Alkacoin. Also did a video on red flags to watch for in projects. And I picked a particular project. I'm not going to name it on here, but I do talk about it in the video. It's just some things to watch out, to be mindful of. And this project has a lot of those red flags, and which is why I chose it. Okay, let's go back to the news. We've got, Flare to develop Bitcoin bridge to Algorand. And by the way, Doge is coming too. And Yieldy says that Doge, when there's wrapped Doge available, an ASA version of that, it's going to be available on Yieldy. So we'll watch for that. let's take a look at that. Sorry, it always takes me a little while to share these, especially when I have a lot of tabs up. Where is that? There's some really cool stuff this week, I'll tell you. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so basically, Flare is going to develop a Bitcoin bridge for Algorand. It's got a seven-figure super grant from the Algorand. I assume they mean the Algorand Foundation, and they probably mean the SUPA grant because I actually call it the SUPA grant. I don't know that for sure, but that's what they call their grant. So I think they got the name wrong there. I could be wrong. Maybe they have a super grant and a super grant. And it says in recent months, blockchain bridges have been making headlines with the Solana wormhole bridge hack of $20 million, followed closely by X Infinity Ronin bridge hack of $650 million. With ongoing bridge vulnerabilities, security must be a high priority in the future. Yeah. They announced details of the partnership in a tweet disclosing the four main tenets of the partnership to safely deliver Bitcoin to Algorand. Find that they put the hashtag in the story. To engineer a BTC F asset, to integrate consensus, enhance bridge security, and receipt of a seven-figure super grant. Now, see, now they did call it the super grant down here, so they got it right in the second one. Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically bridging Bitcoin to Algorand. I think that's cool. I think it's always good when we can cross chains like that. Very helpful. I wonder what the fees are going to be. Bitcoin fees really aren't all that bad considering. I mean, they're not as good as Algorand, obviously, but they're way better than Ethereum. And it is slow. That's true, but I just haven't had the same problems where it's like, Ethereum where you send $30 and it costs you like 40. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I don't know. I think it's cool news. I don't know if there's a ton to talk about, but cool that it's happening. And then the next line of news is we're going to do a deep dive into Algorand fundamentals. So let's take a look at this. I think this stuff is really interesting. Now, I want to say that my views on the usefulness of technical analysis, I think it's cool, but I just haven't ever seen evidence that it's really useful in predicting things. So yes, so their main premise: Algorand price is in a declining parallel trend channel, and we will show that in just a second. Algo and price action suggest a counter trend move could happen soon, and invalidation of the bearish thesis is a close above 78 cents. It's got to go above 78 cents. It says Algorand can continue falling to the 63 cents level, but traders should not expect a clear path to the target. Didn't we just say that it fell to, what was it today? I mean, yeah, it's almost 63 cents now, so interesting. And this is when this was written, it was at 66 cents. So this is what's interesting. I mean, you're seeing basically a falling parallel pattern, not a wedge, but a parallel pattern. What they're saying is it could bounce back. And I don't know. I've seen like technical analysis done, and it's always very after the fact, but it's always like, well, it could go up or it could go down, which is basically what this says. Well, what does this help us? It's like it could go down or it could go up. Well, great. Schrodinger's Algorand, fantastic. Like it's always like that. I just don't know what use we get from this. But I think the better way to think about stuff like this is, okay, we're way below the all-time high. I think we can agree that Algorand would be worth way more in the future than it is now. So when we have these low prices, it's probably a good time to buy in. At least that's what I'm going to be doing. So I don't know. You might disagree with me. I've just never really seen evidence. I used to follow like a lot of these crypto channels that did technical analysis, and they always say, "Well, this is probably going to happen because of this and this," and then like half the time it doesn't happen. So it's like, well, what use is that really, right? I mean, it's interesting, I guess. It just doesn't seem that useful to me. So that's my opinion. Agree or disagree? Buy the dip. I agree. Is this outcome of futures shorts piling up? Says Mel. That could be. Like I said, as I said, like I'm just not I mean, it's possible. I just don't really follow the technical analysis side that much. I'm more interested in the projects that are being built on Algorand. And so I took some flack earlier. I don't know if it was this week or the week before for saying, I think it was last week. I think it was last week for saying that Algorand is relatively stable. And what I mean by that, I'm talking in real dollar values. So when your range is like a dollar or two, it doesn't like super impact you when you're operating within projects. Not the same way that $1,000 swing on, like, say, Ethereum would do, or a $500 one, or Bitcoin. And so, when you see the price drop a lot, it's probably a good time to buy in, and that's what I'm doing. By the way, not financial advice, just telling you my approach and what I do. And generally speaking, in all of this stuff, you're generally better off just dollar cost averaging because you just don't know what the market is going to do. So that's how I'll answer that question. Any more questions, by the way, go ahead and leave a comment. Also, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. We do a live stream almost every Friday, and I do, two video, usually 1 to 2 video besides that once a week. So a total of 2 to 3 videos. Whew. Got to stay hydrated on these live streams. We got more for you. We got a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, and we're gonna talk about the hedge fund doubling down on Algorand, which I think is good news. Let's see if I can find that. Here we go. Yeah, so $3.5 billion hedge fund doubles down in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Algorand. By the way, who is this? Well, it's a SkyBridge Capital, and the founder is Anthony Scaramucci. Now, if you know who, if you might know that name, if he was in the Trump White House for 11 days, excuse me, I believe. That didn't work so well. And he's actually become a pretty interesting follow after that on Twitter. And now I'm actually watching I'm listening to his podcast. It's actually pretty good. He had an engineer from Algorand on not that long ago. His SkyBridge Capital is big on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Algorand. He's a big Algorand fan. So he's actually, don't let the politics affect you too much. He's actually going quite a bit away from Trump, so I don't know if whether you're a Trump fan or not. I don't really care. It's not my business. I just think he's interesting, and especially because he's so into. Here, I've got $250 million in Algorand right now. I think Algorand would be the Google. Algorand to me is the future. It's just going to require more and more people doing deep dive due diligence and making the decision to choose it. Yeah, I mean, I think the fundamentals are good. I think it's a really useful platform. Why am I talking about Algorand so much? I didn't really even start this channel thinking this would be an Algorand channel, and I still don't necessarily consider it an Algorand channel, but clearly, clearly I'm in Algorand. It's because when I used it, it worked, right? When I talked with the Clifford from the Alchemon game, we talked about how he got into crypto, and it very quickly went to, well, I bought some Bitcoin, got some Ethereum. I started trying to do an Ethereum project or send something with Ethereum, and it like cost $30 to send $30, and then you have like another. That's only to confirm the transaction. Then you have to actually send it, and there's another fee for that. So it gets really expensive really fast. Then people try Algorand, and it's like, oh, it's fast, it's cheap, it works, and it's good for the environment too. So if any of those things are important to you, that's why we're pro Algorand. And obviously the Mooch shares my optimism around Algorand. Big fan of Bitcoin too. He says he's pretty optimistic Bitcoin's going to eventually reach the $500,000 level, and I'd say that's probably accurate. Okay, what else? A lot of bearish concerns. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're talking bear market right now. I don't know if we're fully in a bear market. It's yeah, I would say positive news cycles. And virtual reality for me asked, are there NFTs on Algo? Yep, there certainly is. Yeah, I guess I'll just answer some of these as they come in. So I'll start with the positive news cycle. Yeah, definitely a lot of positive news right now. But in what seems to be a bear market or a bearish market, I'm not sure really how you classify this. It's more of a middling market, really. Not what the technical analysis people were telling us was going to happen, and that's what I'm talking about. Like it's different. It's not that they're right or wrong. It's that it's just not very predictive. So, but it is, yeah. No, timing is everything. And really, I think overall, if you dollar cost average, it'd be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Generally speaking, I wouldn't worry about it too much, other than I tend not to buy when it's at an all-time high because I know it's going to come crashing down at some point. So that's kind of my strategy. But if it's anything outside of the all-time high and I got a few extra bucks, yeah, throw it in. Yeah, then to get to the NFTs, yeah, virtual reality for me, ask that. Yeah, there are. In fact, I did a video on Algo gems, and I probably should do a follow-up video. It's a way you can create a pretty low-cost NFT and mint it right on there. And of course, the fees are really cheap, so it doesn't cost a lot to mint it. So there's Algo gems, and there's also Rand Gallery, which is where you can buy the Alchemon NFTs. And where you go if you to buy packs too, they have that all set up on Rand Gallery. I think there's a couple other ones, but those are the two that I've have some familiarity with. And it's great because you don't have to spend like billions of dollars on these NFTs. I'll tell you, I'll be perfectly honest. Well, I could afford a board ape, but it would be like most of my net worth, so not going to happen. Well, actually, I haven't even looked at how much they are, but I know they're really expensive. So, well, actually, maybe yeah. We'll just leave it at that. So, board apes very very expensive. So probably not going to buy one, but yeah, NFTs. I actually have a few NFTs on Algorand, so they're pretty fun. We got more stuff though. Let me get to more news because there's some cool stuff. Oh yeah, so Gotham FC has Algorand as a sponsor, and so does Monaco has a bunch of Algorand NFTs coming up too. But I want to show you guys this because I think this is super cool. I'm gonna start knocking some tabs off of here to make my life a little easier. Yeah, let me show you this one because I'm probably gonna have to buy one of these. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. So I checked because I didn't realize, but actually it's a women's soccer. This is why you see women in the youth fit when regular. So yeah, I'd probably have to get regular. So Gotham MSC is Algorand right on the jersey like that. I think that looks super cool. I'm gonna have to get one. It's $100, a little expensive, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta get one of those. Pretty cool, huh? I don't know. I just thought that was really neat. So apparently, you could watch some of their games on Twitch. If you go to their website, the Gotham FC website, they have some on Twitch, some on most of them are on Paramount Plus, and then there's like one that's going to be on CBS too. So for regular TV, people watch regular TV anymore? I guess so. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what you guys think, but let me know in the comments. You're gonna follow Gotham FC now? I mean, I kind of like soccer. I haven't watched a lot of it. I haven't had a lot of time. Oh, and Lofty launched their 100th property on their platform, which I think is pretty cool. So I've been a big fan of Lofty AI. They basically, if you don't know what it is, it's a property program where you basically can buy tokenized real estate. So you buy like a $50 token, and it's tokenized ownership of this real estate. And then yeah, they're dope. They're totally dope. You can buy this tokenized real estate and you get rental payments, like a fraction of the rental payments, like right in your account. Very, very cool. I've got like, what number do I have? 9, 10 properties, something like that. And several, usually I buy them in twos. I'm not really sure why, I just do. And I'm pretty close, probably another month away from actually being able to buy another token with the rental property payments that I've made. So I think that's pretty neat. It's a good bridge. It's a good halfway point between. I've got a bunch of videos on this. Probably doing a 1-year roundup pretty soon. And but it's a great way to. It's kind of a bridge between like an REIT where you have no control. You just kind of buy into a portfolio of properties and like actually buying a rental property, which comes with all kinds of complications around maintenance and stuff like that. This is a good compromise between the two, so I like it. Oh, and voting for Gov 3 coming up in June. Now I'm a little surprised because I think that's toward the end of the period, if I'm not mistaken. I thought it would be in May, like the other ones were kind of in the middle month. So coming up in June, and from apparently what they say, and I don't know if this means there are going to be two votes, but according to the foundation, there's going to be a vote on revamping governance and more details on XGov, which is interesting. So I thought uh, I thought XGov when it came out was kind of it was hard to like vote on something when you just don't have a lot of the details. So I think it's a little weird now that they're going to be sharing details. I said that at the time. I still think that's true. It's hard to vote on stuff when you don't. I mean, and the details would be really important to the policy. So it's not like details in the blockchain that I want to understand anyway, but it's pretty important stuff. So I thought that was a little weird, but it is what it is, right? Alex says governance is cool, but I missed 6% APY. Yeah, I do too. I didn't put a lot. I didn't put a lot into governance this time compared to last time. Last time I put quite a bit in. Most of my algo was in governance. This time I put a small fraction. I put the rest in the tiny man farming pools. They're calling them now. Let's see. So that is all my news, and I just want to talk a little bit. I'm not going to share the screen, but I just want to like take a look at some of the comments and see if there were any questions. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Let's see. Well, we got one about I've been getting this repeat comment about all this good news is like crashing the price. There's just not much you can do in a bear market. And I kind of addressed this earlier, but when you're in a bear market like that, there's just not a lot you can do. It's like it's going to be down. It's good news isn't necessarily going to drive it up. It's just everything is down. Not just crypto, but like stocks too. My stock portfolio is way down. So it is what it is. Like sometimes it's going to be down. That's what you gotta deal with. Let's take a look. Let's see what else. Mhm. Well, a comment I got. So I still get comments on the video that I did on the video I did about the game and the documentary. What was it called? The anti NFT one. I'm just trying to complete blank on. Oh, the line goes up. And someone actually, this comment actually came on the follow-up video and said, I'm not sure how you can view game NFTs as particularly promising. And then he talks about how Axie Infinity had its economy crashed and a ton of money stolen from it. Well, so this is kind of a fundamental thing that I want to talk about. You can't judge something long-term view of something based on like short-term problems. So, for example, the early internet looks way different than today. And people in the early days of the internet were saying nobody's ever going to buy anything on this, not anticipating that they were thinking about the current use of it and not thinking about the future use of it. We're still very early in the crypto game. Like this stuff is really, I think it's going to take a while because it's not as there's just so many different players in the game. I think there's a lot to sort out before we even start really making huge gains in blockchain technology and its uses. So it's going to look very different 10 years from now than it does today. And some stuff's going to be gone. Look at the internet when it first started. I mean, there was a dot-com bubble and there was a crash. A lot of those companies just went the way of the dinosaur, but in their place, new companies came out. And there are a lot of people that just said like there's people that said the internet would be a fad. Today, that sounds insane. And I think people who say that about cryptocurrency and NFTs and things like that, they're going to look the same way. I really do. But that means I think Algorand will probably be around. I'm sure a lot of the major projects will, but we're going to see a whole lot of stuff not be. Um, yeah, no, really, it's just mostly a lot of positive comments. Not a lot of questions. And usually I get more questions during the week, not as many. Let's see what Mm. Hey, what's up, crypto pharmacist? Welcome to the channel. Note voting is not tomorrow. It is actually starting in June, according to the Algorand Foundation, at least according to the tweet I saw. Yeah, I was surprised. That's the way it had been in the past. It had always been that middle month. And according to their chart that I read, I'm going to double check that. But according to what I read just before going on the stream, is that it's coming up in June instead of. Let me see if I still have that. Just yeah, I just want to double check that. They're also hiring, by the way. Algorand Foundation is hiring, so they got a lot of different positions too. So if you want to work for Algorand, unfortunately, it means I got to scroll through all their. I just want to double check that. I feel weird doing that on the stream, but boy, they tweet a lot. Good for them. All right, this is probably not very good. Very good TV here, but well, anyway, that's what I read. It said, but what I saw, the other flare, yeah, I just mentioned that earlier in the stream, and it seems like a good bullish thing to happen. I think it's good to have these chains cross over. You know, I was probably in the minority when I wasn't mad at yieldy for doing the Polygon deal. Everyone's really ticked about that. I said, hey, I get it. They're a company. They want to diversify a little bit, and I think multiple chains is good. I hope they find a way for those chains to interact too. More bridges, better. It's good for Algorand too because it makes other chains dependent on them. I don't think there's going to be one chain. I think we're going to have multiple chains in the future, and I'm a big fan of Algorand, but I like the idea of other ones being available and used too. So that's what I think. Alex says it's been a pretty quiet week and bearish, which has most people quietly huddling, going about their business. Yeah, I've actually bought in a little bit. What happens? Oh, look at that! I didn't know I could do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are doing that, and like I said, I'm kind of buying in. Let's see what is. It's actually easier for me to read too. Algo needs more publicized influencer than DMC. I'd love for them to get George Clooney involved or Greta Thunberg. Well, Frugal BC, that's pretty big influencer, don't you think? No, I'm kidding. Good stuff. Crypto pharmacist says, know anything about the real estate project? Are you talking about Lofty AI? Because yeah, I just kind of sung their praises a few minutes ago. Big fan of Lofty AI. I got a ton of videos on them. When I do these projects, I really scour for flaws, and I haven't really found any. I always tell people the risks involved. You do have a company, and the company can go under. The token won't disappear, but I feel like it'd probably be pretty hard to use without the company. So that's always a risk, but make sure you're taking profits on any of these things when you do. Yeah, it's cool. I didn't know I could do that. Now I know I can put comments on the screen. That's pretty cool. Definitely will be doing that in the future. Let's see. Any other questions before we wrap up? This is a long one today. We went 35 minutes. Otherwise, I want to thank everybody for watching the channel. Keep an eye out. I will figure out how to get these hats to you one way or another. Like I said earlier in the stream, this was the sample I was sent today. I like it. I think it looks cool. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, you guys stay safe out there. Have a good day. Do your own research. Be mindful. Hodl, and we'll see you in the future.